betting how many he would have had. Wake up and smell a coffee, man.
Well, Boosie appeared to vent his frustrations at DL Hughley, suggesting he may not be the most upright figure in the industry. The intensity of Boosie's remarks stemmed from his unwavering support for someone he deeply believes in. This uproar is surfacing now because Hughley has seemingly shifted his focus towards criticizing Monique. Surprisingly, Monique's grievances seem to be solely directed at DL Hughley, prompting Boosie to advocate for more people to rally behind her cause. Much like Boosie and Monique,
the people who felt like I felt, all these spoke up and said something, the narrative would start.
The latter isn't showing any signs of backing down. DL Hughley undeniably stands as one of the most successful comedians in the entertainment industry, if not in showbiz as a whole. His comedy tour served as a pivotal point in his career. However, even with such success, he finds himself under scrutiny, with Lil Boosie and Katt Williams taking the front stage to call him out on recent claims. Initially dismissed as a potential joke due to their prominence in the industry, Boosie and Williams are laying out their grievances to ensure Hughley doesn't misinterpret their message. For those following recent news, the spotlight on Hughley's controversies by fellow giants in the industry might not come as a complete surprise. What is unexpected, though, is the immediacy of this public call-out. Boosie, known for addressing various issues in his live talks, has now turned his attention to someone in his own profession, bringing considerable weight to the discussion on Hughley's actions. Katt Williams' involvement in this dispute appears to carry a more personal touch. Not only has the focal figure in this entire controversy explicitly supported him, but she's also followed in his footsteps by candidly sharing her truth on the same platform he did. So, naturally, Williams stands firmly in her corner. In case you're still wondering who the central figure is, it's none other than Monique. Each of the individuals under discussion here is known for their outspoken nature and unwavering convictions. Boosie and Williams find resonance in Monique's narratives. However, DL Hughley complicates this equation by consistently asserting that Monique might not be presenting the complete truth in her statements. This perspective doesn't sit well with Boosie and his apparent ally, Katt Williams. The shocking aspect is that all these highly successful individuals had, at one point, some form of a relationship. However, any semblance of camaraderie has now disintegrated with no apparent possibility of reconciliation. This breakdown is evident in the heated exchanges that have unfolded between them in the last few hours. From an outsider's perspective, the entertainment industry might seem filled with amicable relationships, but, like any other profession, issues can escalate. Now Boosie and Williams are actively pursuing Hughley, almost to the point of publicly calling him out. How did matters escalate to this point? It all began when Monique and Hughley drew clear battle lines, a divide that Hughley seemed to emphasize further with his comments following her recent interview appearance. According to reports, DL Hughley has shared his perspective on Monique.
Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on doing some greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something.
After her appearance on Club Shay Shay, and it appears the feud between the two comedians has been reignited. In a 4-minute Instagram reel, Hughley launched a scathing attack on Monique, leveling allegations about the actress-comedian's strained relationship with her family and asserting that she keeps her husband, Sidney Hicks, on her payroll. The situation at Club Shay Shay seems to be escalating, with Hughley stating, "It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go nowhere. She just got a weight set." He continued to criticize Monique, claiming that every time he sees her, she's engaged in some contentious discussion with her father, airing grievances. Taking a jab at Monique's weight without provocation, Hughley brought up her appearance on Club Shay Shay.
Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints, I listened to her, and I pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't, because I respected her wishes. She's a liar.
Where she discussed visiting his radio show and being offended by his co-host. Hughley clarified that he wasn't in the studio at the time, but emphasized that he respected Monique's concerns. However, he labeled her a liar, asserting that he had listened to her complaints and even pulled the segment in question, demonstrating his respect for her wishes. Doubling down on his accusations, Hughley delved into their past contract dispute, claiming that it had a significant impact on his family. Accusing Monique of discussing personal aspects like his dog, wife, and even his daughter's trauma, Hughley portrayed her as someone harboring bitterness. He further alleged that Monique is estranged from her children and grandchildren, providing a glimpse into her personal life. Continuing the attack, Hughley questioned Monique's commitment to her craft. "You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes," he declared. According to Hughley, Monique's lack of focus on writing jokes and crafting her Netflix special contributed to its poor reception, claiming it received the worst reviews of any Netflix-like special in history. Hughley concluded by insinuating that Monique's penchant for complaining overshadowed her potential in the world of comedy. Hughley further alleged that Monique is not a warm and kind person, but rather an opportunist, only showing kindness to achieve personal gain. He claimed, "There's a reason why everywhere she goes starts." While Hughley and Monique's feud has a long history, Boosie appears to resonate with what she expressed on the show. Boosie believes that Monique's statements go beyond personal complaints, touching on issues faced collectively in the industry, which is why he stands by her side. Last month, during her interview with Gayle King, Taraji P. Henson emotionally reflected on being underpaid throughout her decades-long career. In response, several peers, including Chance the Rapper, Keke Palmer, and Monique, joined the discussion. Boosie, in an Instagram live session, emphasized the importance of unity, noting how Henson's comments have shed light on the long-standing issue of Black women being underpaid in the industry. Boosie emphasized, "Now everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. It's starting to be a reality. Monique kept telling y'all." Boosie highlighted the stark contrast in payment, citing Brad Pitt receiving $25 million compared to Henson's $150,000. He pointed out that speccing up has turned these concerns into a reality, emphasizing the power that comes with collective action. Monique has been a vocal advocate for fair pay for Black women in the entertainment industry for years. In 2022, she sued Netflix, alleging gender and racial pay disparities. D.L. Hughley dismisses this as Monique simply complaining about her life, leading to men standing up against him. As for Katt Williams joining Boosie on this journey, their history of mutual support traces back to Boosie's time in prison when Katt offered him a surprising and supportive shock. Boosie Badass became visibly emotional as he recounted how comedian Katt Williams generously gifted him thousands of dollars shortly after his release from prison when he was in dire need. Boosie shared, "I really needed the money at the time, and I wasn't staying anywhere. I mean, I was staying at a hotel with my kids in downtown New Orleans. I didn't even have anywhere to stay yet." Many fans praised Williams for his kindness, and Boosie's testimonial about the comedian's character further endeared him to the audience. While Williams and Boosie lend their voices to Monique's cause, their stance against D.L. Hughley appears to go beyond payment disparities. In a podcast that has become a major talking point in the news, Monique explained the roots of her feud with the radio host. The conflict escalated when Monique dragged D.L. Hughley's daughter into the dispute. The public spat between the two began in May 2022 during a stand-up performance where Monique accused Hughley of a contract dispute over the rightful headliner status for a live comedy show in Detroit. Monique claimed that, according to the contract, she was supposed to be the headliner, but Hughley allegedly refused to perform if she held that position. Hughley denied the allegation. The feud took an uglier turn in June 2022. Amid ongoing hostilities, Monique resurfaced an old interview where D.L. Hughley allegedly disbelieved his own daughter, Ryan Nicole Shepard, who claimed she had been attacked. This incident brought Hughley's daughter into the public discourse, with Monique equating it to her own trauma as a Black woman who was not believed when she spoke up. In a 2022 Instagram post, Monique shared a clip of Hughley's confession, emphasizing the need to fight for young girls who might face similar challenges. The conflict escalated when Monique accused D.L. Hughley of not believing his own daughter over a friend, seemingly prioritizing his friendship over his daughter's truth. This incident underscored the broader issue of Black women not being believed when they speak publicly about their traumas. In response, Hughley and his daughter criticized Monique for allegedly weaponizing their family's traumas in in their ongoing feud. Monique defended herself, asserting that Hughley was deflecting blame for his own failures in protecting his family. She emphasized, "DL Hughley, that's your conscience talking to you, brother. I never said that." Monique clarified that she would never intend harm to Hughley's family, as she understands the shared experiences they have. The comedian addressed these issues on a podcast, prompting Hughley to respond with a lengthy Instagram rant. Hughley claimed he pulled a segment of his show after Monique complained that his co-hosts had offended her, using this as evidence that he wasn't dismissive, as alleged in her interview. Monique, in a subsequent Instagram live session alongside her husband Sydney Hicks, contradicted Hughley's claims, insisting that he only pulled the interview due to the threat of legal action. Even before Boosie and Katt Williams stepped in to support her, Monique was actively advocating for herself. Fans are rallying behind her, not just because they believe her story, but also because they hold a less favorable opinion of Hughley. One fan expressed skepticism towards Hughley, referencing the exposés on other kings of comedy, and stated, "Looks like it'll take more than calling her a liar to turn the people against her, especially since they already believe him to be sketchy." As the controversy unfolds, it's apparent that Monique's supporters are standing by her, and the public sentiment seems to be turning against DL Hughley.